Are you stuck? It might be all the healing work you've been doing. Recently, I've been speaking with people and I've been in situations where I really wanted to cover this topic of we're healing to heal. We're not healing to be stuck in a loop over and over and over and over and over again of going through the past. We want to go through our stuff to get through it, to get out of it, and not and be in that loop. The goal of all of this stuff, why I'm doing this, is because I was stuck in a loop and I got out of it. And now I can identify these things so quickly. And I live my life more happy, more joyous, more free. I take responsibility and I live my life in a better way. And that's why I want to do this. I had a conversation with a guy this week, and I don't want him to continuously be in a situation with his family where it's going over and over and over again for 20 years. Like I had some stuff that went on for over and over and over again. No, it's the heal, it's the get out of it. And I was at this situation just before Christmas. I went to a thing and it was like people were stuck in the muck, which we all get there, but it seemed like they were stuck in the muck, and it was like they were stuck in the muck and they were in the muck and they wanted to be in the muck. It seemed like there was an unconscious thinking like, I love this. And that's not what this is. That's not why I do this. That's not why this channel exists. That's not why my coaching business exists. That's not why any of the breath work that I teach exists. And that's not why I have been following Sri Sri Ravi Shankar for 20 plus years. It's to get us out of where we are. Okay? Because all scriptures and all of it says that we are the light. We are the light of God. We are pure. We're the infinite consciousness. We're the unsaid. We're that which can't be spoken. And that is so hard for us to understand, myself included. But there's this beauty in that, and this surrender to this thing that's bigger is amazing. And you, of course, have to take responsibility for yourself. And that's why that picture is always in there here, because we're taking full responsibility, but we're also open. We're open to be guided by something bigger. And I don't think that bigger thing wants us to stay stuck over and over and over and over. And I'm not saying that I'm free of this, but I'm aware of it. And I really want this to get out there, because I don't want people to be doing this work. And it is work. It is work. It's effort. It's not always fun to go through your garbage and go through the past. And why do I have to do this? Oh my God. Who cares what my teacher said to me? Who cares what I did when I was 7? Who cares? Who cares? But if your life isn't going the way you want it, odds are very high your past is influencing your present. And I'm always talking about lived experience. So I learned this stuff. And then instead of blaming, I started taking responsibility. And that's why I have the Love After Love poem by Derek Walcott there, because we come back and we meet ourselves in our mirror and we love ourselves, not needing it from outside. And then my Father's hands, there's openness to something higher, and then also taking responsibility for our thoughts, feelings, speech, and actions. And I had a beautiful conversation with my dad this week. Was about attitude, and my father was and I were talking about attitude, and he always said, you can only control a few things, and your attitude's one of them. And I thought it was Pollyanna, but I was so wrong. And he's like, it's not that you're not aware of the negative, but you take that and then you focus on the positives that can happen and all the good that you have with full awareness and full responsibility. It was another beautiful moment between us. It was so great. And then all of the figurines, of course, because, people told Disney, they told Walt Disney, nah, it's not going to work. And then the abundance prayer is that there is this abundance. And that's what that nickel video was about that I made before. And then the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi, when we think of others, all comes to us. But we do all this, and I recommend all this, and I do all this work. It's not to be in the work. It's to get out of it. And I had a buddy, he struggled with sobriety. And at Christmas, he got to take his son on a trip. And 2 years ago, he couldn't see his son. And that's why we do all this. That's the reason. So you can take your son on a trip, or you can do the thing that you wanted to do. It's these tiny things that are the major wins. And it's not to continuously talk like I used to about, oh, my mom died. Oh, my mom died. Oh, my mom died. Oh, my mom. And then this guy that I worked with so intimately was like, okay, she died. How many times are you going to let her die? How many times you can use that as an excuse? And I was a little annoyed when I first heard it, but that was my story. It was my narrative, and I hid behind it. But when I let it go, that yeah, she died. It affected me greatly, affected everything in my life. And I miss her and I love her. And I'm older than she was. I'm 6 years older, almost 7 years older than she was now when she passed. But all of that affects me. And I'm not saying like, oh, don't remember that and don't honor it. But it's moving forward. And that's why all of this, like the up here with these beautiful books, like this, with the Yoga Kashista, it's like it's over the same things over and over and over again. And we read it and learn about it, and I learn about it so that I don't have to keep repeating it over and over and over again. And that's really something I wanted to share today, because I was noticing it's like we're not doing all this work. I'm not asking you to do all this. I'm not recommending you all to do all this work. I'm not doing all this work to stay stuck. God, no. It's to get out of it and to live with more levity, more joy, more freedom, more fun, do things that you'd like to do and not live with that burden and, oh, I'm this and I'm that. This makes sense. It's really beautiful. And it's I'm not saying not do the work. I'm just saying not to get stuck in the work. Because that very work that you're doing, that healing work, is to heal you, not to keep you broken. Does that make sense? And I heard it and I saw it and I experienced it recently, and I really wanted to talk about this week because I was like, no. I'm doing all this so people get on. Like, I want to have a coaching client for my whatever, the 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and then done. And they need to come back. We can refresh and go over, but it's the same stuff. Life's difficult. We all have stuff with our health, wealth, relationships, or whys. And then figure out a way of accepting and dealing with that with love and kindness and levity, knowing that everything is changing and there's certain things which aren't going to change. And then there's something mysterious and gigantic that we don't understand. It's the basis of all this. And what can we control? What can we take responsibility? How can we live with love? How can we laugh at ourselves? How can we have fun? How can we not take ourselves so too serious? You know, you're not the only one that's been cheated on. You're not the only one that's got a divorce. You're not the only one that's gone bankrupt. You're not the only one that's obese. You're not the only one that, you know, didn't get their dream job. You're not the only one that's not happy. Okay. And then go back to my dad. What can you control? How's your attitude? Not Pollyanna, not like saying that you don't want to learn about money or you don't want to learn about fitness. You don't want to learn about any of these things. No, none of that stuff. But how can you do it with love and kindness and moving forward, and not this continuous repetitive, oh, I'm like this and I'm like this and I'm like this. I'm so bad and I'm so bad. Okay. Acknowledge it. You have stuff to learn, and then move on. Does that make sense? Because we want to learn archery. It's really beautiful. It kind of goes to the Bhagavad Gita. You want to learn archery. You don't want to learn archery in the battlefield. Does that make sense? And we learn it, and then we go out in the world, and of course, some days you're going to succeed depending on your energy levels. That's why you have to figure out how your energy is good. What are you doing for your prana? How are you getting your energy high, your chi? What are you eating? What are you doing? What are your thoughts? Who are you spending time with? Very basic stuff. To say, difficult to do. You know, it's easier to come home and have frozen food and complain and, oh, this is the state of the world of the politics. And that's why this book is so fun, because it just goes over and over and over. The same things have happened over and over again, and we're just living them out. And how do we deal with it? And how do I deal with it? So that's one. And the other one is we are beautiful ships. You know, I like this. We're beautiful ships. And we are in the harbor, but we're not meant to be in the harbor. We're meant to go live out in the ocean, and there is seas and there's storms that come. But when we harbor, then we get stuck in the harbor, and then we don't get to live, because yeah, there's storms, but then there's also the stars. If you've ever had the magic, the opportunity, the majestical for fans of Where the Will of People Are, the stars at night on the sea, or the sunrise, like that's what you go through the storms for, those precious moments. Storms come, storms go. I'm not saying any of these things, and I'm just saying that then you go out and you live, and then you get that joy, happiness, and freedom. And that's why we do the work, for the happiness, joy, and freedom. So check out that video about the nickel. That's kind of fun, you know, because learning about the abundance and playing with abundance, and I had some really cool experience with that. So you can check that video out. Most importantly, I just want to say we're healing to heal. We're not healing to continuously be in a loop of healing, we're to be present, to be in the moment, and to give yourself that grace and that patience to get there, forgive yourself, and live with that joy and that love, and have fun and enjoy everything. And the change is there, we're impermanent, all of these things. But really, the point of the video this week is we living to heal, not living to be in a loop of healing. We get out of it, we heal, we get out of the muck, and then we go on. Okay, now this is the next level. This is the next level. All right, check out that Nico video. Send comments, any thoughts on any other videos you'd like to see. I really appreciate this. I love doing this. It's so fun. Thank you all so much. Thanks for the support. Have a great one, and see you soon. All right, bye.